Hi, uh, today we're gonna break down SQL from absolute beginner level all the way to the advanced, right? Which you need to know, right? You don't need to have a raw code. You just what each line. I'm gonna depict each code which you need to have to understand this query. Most of the people won't depict the semantic meaning of the code. So I'm gonna give you a deep understanding about my vision here. So there is every most of the SQL query has an order. We start from select, from, where, group by, having, order by. It seems really hard to understand this, but if you start to code and it's gonna be normal, you're gonna be understanding this just like normal. Then you're gonna refine and fine tune it, making it more better, right? So first we're gonna learn about what is select. So in this code, it's about simple. This is a simple code. It's about what you want to see from your database. You choose column, like you're gonna choose name, you're gonna choose maybe age, maybe power. So select is like saying I want a hero name and power level, nothing else. You just select this. So it doesn't do calculation or it doesn't do filter yet. It just wish list, or select. So if you want to select a file, you just specify the file in your brain. But in SQL, you need to add that file name to here. So this is what that needs. You need to select. Second, gonna be a from. So from tell SQL where to get the data from, right? Think of it as a base or a table where your hero lives, right? So SQL can guess which table to pull it from, so you must point it out, right? So there's going to be a lot of tables. So if you're working in a company, you know there's going to be a lot of tables, there's going to be a lot of column rows. So you need to specify the row and table to get and fetch the data from. So I'm gonna give you a simple example. Like if you want to bring, let's say, heroes from Avengers, right? You you're gonna not from random parking lots. You're not gonna pick that, but you're gonna pick something which is needed for your table, right? And third gonna be war filter based on condition. So only hero with power above a certain level. This is something you need to filter out. This is simple query, but it's like saying you need some hero who are awake already or not eating something. You just filter out. If a row doesn't meet a condition, SQL gonna ignore it. Simple as that. If it does meet condition, gonna take into this rule, right? And fourth gonna be, the group by is one of the bottom thing. It's just by aggregating data into meaningful groups. I can give you a lot of example. If you want to count your, let's say, in a department, the employees are working in the team, or let's say, I'm kind of fascinated about this and superpower. So if you want to count hero per team or total power per squad, they're gonna be better in group by. So with that group by, you treat every row individually. Like if you can think about grouping all Avengers in one squad and all Guardian in another, they're gonna be a better example, right? Thing like that. That's simple as that. You don't want to think more complicated. Just group by, just the name indicate you're just grouping everything according to the squad. And fifth, gonna be having. So having filter groups, they're gonna not groups individual rows. So I'm gonna give you an example. So only team with, let's say, more than 3 years survive. So let's say in your team there's 3 people work really good. They're gonna filter that. They're gonna take that. So we'll filter individual and having filter groups. So that's simple. So if we use war, a lot of people have a confusion. Which were we gonna use? War, but we're gonna use having. So war we're gonna use in individual term, and having gonna use in filter group, right? So Nick Fury of a legend Avengers, right? You're gonna say no squad less than 3 allowed for the mission. You're just too weak. So as a security member, what you're gonna say? You're gonna add the necessary details specified by him and make it more better, right? That's what you wanna do, right? And this is like groups. If there's a group, you need to specify, you filter according to the database. And so it's gonna be ordered by just the name is there's a semantic meaning to it. You order everything in random, right? So you're gonna rank heroes by, let's say, power level from better to weaker. So this is simple as that. You order according to the data, and the hero is pretty simple. And there's gonna be union and union all. So the union, if you have a basic understanding of match union, means merging 2 things. So merges 2 data sets. But what we're gonna do in union, but which never gonna do in union all, is a big difference. Union gonna remove all the duplicates, but the union all keep duplicate. This is the 2 key important thing which you need to have to remember, right? So if you merge into data set, but if you want to remove duplicate, I think you need to use union better. But if you want to use union all, if you want to keep duplicate, right, that's going to be better. Let's say 2 superpower. Let's take, they want to merge. So do you want only unique hero, or every version, including the duplicate? Let's say multiverse. Let's say Spider-Man from, let's say, planet B, planet 4, 5, 7. There's gonna be a lot of Spider-Man in the multiverse, right? So you're gonna pick the right one, depending on what you have, right? That's the union and union all carry. And so if there's gonna be a duplicate data which you don't need to have, I suggest doing union now. That's the only concept you need to remember here in this category. And there's union all, and the sub, and the 8th one is gonna be subcategory, which is got on nested all. So it's like category inside another category. Let's say you wanna find student, let's say older than class average. So first you're gonna calculate the average, and then filter student above it, right? This is the main thing which you need to learn. It's gonna get complicated, but if you understand the basic thing, think like if you wanna ask a question based on another answer, right? Like, who is stronger than Thor among the Avengers, right? What you gonna pick? So there's a category inside the category, and so this is subcategory, just nested category. As the name indicates, it connect each other. And the 9th one gonna be join, inner and left one. Inner join means only include row that match in both tables. If you take, let's say this one table here, one table here, I'm gonna match this both, and the difference between left join and inner join gonna be as the name indicating, giant from left to the right, a man from the right. That's what it means. So you don't need to remember, like, giant is like, let's say they're gonna be a lot of hero. So you're gonna take only collaborating hero, which is required. Left giant gonna pick up everyone from the main team shows up, even if some doesn't have a partner, right? That's the most important thing. And I hope this concept is clear, simple as that, and not a. And the 10th is CTE, which is common table expression, right? And I'm gonna take temporary name data sets. So you defined a temporary set, like all here with high power, and reuse it in your query, right? So it's really perfect for complex query that need clean and readable structure, right? And think of it as forming a special Avenger team for one mission, then you want to disband after. And you just need a clean one. Probably you need a JSON notation or something. And learn gonna be recursive CTE, just recursive common table expression. So take an example of family tree. In a family tree or organized chart, there's going to be a big event. Like take a node for an example. In a workflow, there's going to be a big tree, which is hard to understand. So you start the base record, you recursively fetch related entries, you stop when no more exist. That's what you want to do. So let's say think Thor, let's say Odin, let's say broad family tree. This is, let's say Thor here, Odin here, for family tree. It fetches multiple level automatically, and for a family tree, this query is going to be better. And in the Windows function, the last one, this is an advanced concept. So you can operate across rows without collapsing them. So let's take a hero. If you want to rank within a department, you want to count order per customer, you want to calculate one in total. So each row gonna keep its identity, but you get aggregated inside, right? It's like seeing each hero score while if you want to keep the full team visible. That's we take a Windows function for. And there's a 3 term which as an SQL student you need to know is collets. So you pick the first non-null value, you back up here if main is missing. This is a simple query. If there's a many chain coming up in a tree, if there's some non value, they're gonna put null in that. It indicates that. And cast is converting data type, like let's say Hulk convert into Bruce Banner and something like that. We cast, right? And last term is round. If you want a round number to readable decimal, this is gonna be better option. So you can round any number you want. So I'm giving a lot of summary right now. We learned about select. We learned from your group by and having order by join, CT, recursive CT, Windows function, callers, and cast. So this, if you're gonna find this is a hard one, but if you do it repeatedly in your class or college or anything, you're gonna find this is easier. So I'm gonna give you my tips how you wanna use this thing. Just get a visual understanding, the semantic meaning of the code, and go download the skill management and just do as you wish. And this is gonna be a best if I can suggest you if you are learning it. And if you like this video, I'm gonna tell you, please like up, and it means a lot of me. Thanks.